Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the SuperNova Astrology Update for March 4th through 11th, 2024. Well, wow, we have had quite a month of February with really powerful and intense astrology. Now we're still feeling the main transits of February leading into this first week of March. We're still feeling Saturn in sextile to Jupiter. They're just 1 degree apart. And we also have Chiron in the North Node, still 1 degree apart. So we need to understand that leading up to this Pisces new moon, which happens on the 10th of March, but that happens early in the morning in the Western US. So we'll be doing the activation on Saturday, this Saturday, March 9th. I hope you can join us. But leading up to this Pisces new moon, we are still feeling these very powerful, life changing, totally transformational energies. Epic Saturn sextile Jupiter, where we are being invited to completely create a whole new reality. Basically saying, all right, Saturn, you've had your time. Satan in control of the Saturn energy and the manifest reality of the lower matrix trap, and now Saturn is coming back to, it's like Saturn's getting a makeover. Back to the law of the land, the original rules, the mother's timeline. And we are correcting back. The mother's energy is returning, and it's a self-correcting force, like our own immune system in our body, coming to the earth, harmonizing, cleansing, healing, purifying. And this is quite a theme because for the last couple of days, we've been feeling Mercury in exact opposition to Black Moon Lilith. That happened on the 3rd, and we'll feel it for the next couple of days. And then the sun leading up to this Pisces new moon will be in opposition to Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. So Black Moon Lilith is our deepest, darkest secrets. Black Moon Lilith is uh, the apogee of the moon, the furthest away that the moon gets in its orbit from Earth. And so it's representing deep, dark secrets, hidden, unknown. That has to do with the Earth and the moon and control energies and the feminine. Because this is what's been hidden from us, what's been kept from us. And this is the why the awakening of the mother, the great mother, mother dragon, the kundalini energies of the earth, her taking back her world, and we're taking back our body. She's taking back her body. We're taking back our body. And from this technologies used against humanity, against the laws, against the rules. And this is an old, old story going back to Atlantean time, but we have to understand in our process that we're going through right now, supernova souls, it was our technology to begin with. We've already worked with advanced technologies in our body, in our field. And in those times before the infiltration in Atlantean time, the sons of Belial, um, there was very advanced technologies, but they were only allowed to be used in alignment with the mother. And so at that point, it became used against humanity and to control humanity. And as long as we don't have a disclosure of these technologies that are being used to control us, literally implanted in our body to be controlled with a mobile device, and harmful frequencies, harmful technologies used to control our frequencies, magnetic fields on Earth, as long as we're not told about these technologies, they can be used against us. And so supernova souls coming into their technology, into our God-given right of our natural, organic, higher intuitive power is actually forcing and pushing disclosure. And it's hard because it's like we can't just learn one little part about something. We learn one little part, the fact that not NASA is not a space agency, and we've been completely lied to and manipulated to think we're on a speck of dust floating out there and we're nothing. It's hard to escape from being nothing. This is exactly the low self-worth that's been ingrained. But you take that one little concept, of what our true history, science, natural world physics situation is, and it unravels lies upon lies upon lies. And so this is the place that we're at, and we're under pressure with this right now because the Pisces energy, we just had this lining up last week, right? Of Mercury, Saturn, and the sun in Pisces, Saturn getting a makeover. Okay. So Saturn is becoming, going back to the original timeline and coming out from under the false controls. Controls, trolls. This is like the energy we're dealing with right now. A lot of supernova souls are reporting like an increase of harassment type energies on the astral plane, gremlins and goblins and energies that are trying to scare us away from our power, which actually confirms that you're doing it. And this is what the mother's message is for us right now, to stand, to take our place, to stand in our power, to completely own our energy and step up into who we are here to become. She is 100% behind us and so excited about the potential that lies within us that has yet to be explored and discovered, and kind of pointing out this like, uh, has there been anyone around you, supernova soul, that like really maybe they want to see you succeed and they might be happy for you if you had some sort of successful creative or spiritual expression? But for the most part, we've been surrounded by people that not really interested, and in fact karmically blocking our connection to our truth, to our spiritual truth, to this potential that's within us. We have not had any support. That's part of the lower matrix. That's about working against spirituality, against the light, against the growth, against the evolution. And in talking to these harassment type beings, the message is like, well, we're just doing our job. We have to block you. So we're having this dance, like a frequency war, and we're dancing in this strange battle right at the threshold of, and so what we're coming up against is we're activating, these energies are natural and organic, and our earth is awakening, our the cause, we're getting these increased messages from the just the awakening process going through the photon belt or whatever, but we know the frequencies and the energies are changing. um and we're feeling this. But then we can easily get triggered into fear programming because we have to understand that at the threshold place, because right on the other side of the threshold is where we own our power, and we the frequency vibration raises, and that dark shit can't be here anymore, right? So they're going to do everything possible for thousands of years to try to keep us from our own power, from even knowing we have it, from even knowing we have an energy field, keeping us on this speck of dust, completely isolated out there with. And so this is what we're unpacking and realizing within ourselves. So, but we have to understand that you're not going to find that fear programming until you go close to the threshold, right? And we're being pushed into this place, and it's uncomfortable. And all this strange ancient karma is coming up around initiation rites and rituals gone wrong or deliberately sabotaged, um, all designed to keep you as a soul scared of going beyond the threshold, of beyond what you know, in this fear, like, oh, you can't handle your own power. That's scary, right? And so we have to understand that the threshold monsters, these trolls, these gatekeeper energies, are designed to try to scare us. That's how it works. That's just the program. So we are overcoming all fear. And so if you're feeling anxiety and fear out of nowhere, it can be that it's because you're awakening, right? And you can recognize that and be like, oh, yeah, there's that layer of fear, and it's programming, false impressions appearing real, because we know as advanced souls, we've been told we are higher dimensional from where these gatekeeper beings, control forces come from. So if that's true, then, and we've already used these skills and gifts on the earth in this evolution. We've already worked with this higher technology available in our very own body. So why would we be scared of it? Simply because they programmed us to be. And in that fear, there's this whole energy, the fear programming. There's like, well, it's not yours to have. You can't handle it. We're going to keep it for you. It's actually ours. It's a false claim on your power and your energy. And what about this testing, right? Well, you're being tested. This is the wilderness. This is the soul. Your soul's being tested. But it's like, wait a minute. Why would you need to be tested if you've already achieved this level of technology and you are fully comfortable and you know exactly how to do it and fully safe and you got the mother with you? Like, so we're unpacking all of this and kind of being like, okay, is this a school and soul testing, or is this more like a prison trap and torture? And do you deserve as an advanced soul to be treated in this way? Is this something that's serving you on a soul level at all, ever, or any longer? Who's in charge? Who is in charge? Because we got the message that there is no higher authority than a human soul in a body, but are we in our body? Are we claiming what's ours? This is what we're finding when we're talking about the law of war manual and trying to figure out what's going on behind the scenes in our political, geopolitical, financial scene. We're looking at this very critical moment of um, what's called recognizing a belligerent occupation and infiltration. And then this critical moment when that infiltration is no longer that false power structure that took over, say, a government or whatever, no longer has control over that government, those people. And then the belligerent occupation is over. This, we really are dealing with this. It can be helpful metaphor because this is what we're dealing with this infiltration and in the attack on our body through frequencies and technologies implanted through nanotech into our body. This is self-replicating nanotech. Doesn't matter if you got the jab or not. We all have it. It's been in our environment, in processed foods for a long time. This is a long agenda. And so, but what's happening is that those targeted individuals, advanced souls, powerful beings, are rejecting vibrationally, overcoming this belligerent occupation of like these outside technological forces trying to tell you how you should think and feel. And this is what's happening. We're setting ourselves free. And we need to do this. We need to know that our soul is completely our own, that we have power over all of our energy that source bestowed upon us, that we're not leaking it out. And a lot of souls coming forward with this lower astral plane harassment. It's like feeling invaded or almost like an abducted feeling or harassed during your sleep and like unknown to what's going on. And this is where we're saying, as sovereign souls in our power and our God given right, we do not give permission for this manipulation. Okay. So it's really intense because there's a certain group of souls, supernova souls, that are like on the front lines of this battle, not even realizing what you're doing, that you have been chosen and chosen yourself to be fully overcome all manipulation, right? To completely graduate from any possibility of fear and manipulation and bullying. And so we've had a whole lifetime of it and lifetimes of it. Until when? Until we stand in our power, our God-given sovereign right, and we say no. And this is what we're doing. You're not even realizing the battle that we're in this frequency war and how exhausting it is. I mean, I literally saw the picture this last week of the remaining harmful technologies that are trying to create a false trauma. The energy they're trying to pipe into our reality right now is around fear and doubt. It's that fear of the threshold energy and doubt of your dream, doubt of your reality, doubt that there's more to you than being a speck of dust out there all alone in the universe. They don't want us to know that we have this divine connection. This is our DNA. And of course, these technologies are seeking to interfere. But the main message that I'm sensing coming through, and if you sent, you can be like, oh, there's that false message. And it's um, fear and doubt is kind of the vibrational frequency. And so just watch that because it's like they're like, "Oh, we're going to suck you back into our reality." But the frequencies that they're using to try these technologies that it's completely against the mother and the laws and rules and what is allowed. We're going back to the law of the land, the law of the mother, what's right and good and true. And the technologies can only be used in alignment. So those technologies that are being used for harm and the people that would, or the entities or beings that would use technology for harm against humanity must be eliminated off of the earth, discontinued completely. Absolutely. Uh, we're calling in our sovereign soul basis, in our authority vested in us as human souls in a body, that these technologies are our technologies, the mother's energy, the mother technologies no longer can be used for harm. And but it's been like the CERN or the dark portal type energies that's been the agenda that's been happening. And what I've been seeing is that every single day, supernova souls, it's like waking up and starting all over, knitting. You are literally with the work that you as such an advanced, amazing soul are doing, are knitting back together reality every day. You're knitting back together the dream and reality. And isn't it getting exhausting? Is this what we're here to do? Are we done being garbage collectors and recyclers and repairers? It's like, oh no, done. And so we're at this incredible place where we're overcoming. This is the Chiron North Node activation. This whole month of February, won't feel it for the whole month of March into April, but we're still in the 1 degree, like very crucial activation of this, and where we take back our power, the Aries say, mine, my energy. No, you cannot farm me. You cannot harvest this energy. No more energy harvesting. It's mine. And it's like what we're doing is we're taking back our power and our vortex, our soul, like because these gremlin energies, the control forces, don't have a power source of their own. They must use our power, right? Just like they're using our own tax dollars to target and harass everyday citizens, you know, our tax dollars using military grade weapons on our everyday citizens, these poor advanced souls that are just trying to exist and have their permission to exist. And then we have this fight for our source and our soul and our essence, and we don't have time to be scared. We can only stand in our power and say, "Oh yeah, you know um and so how do we own our power but get out of the battle?" And this is this huge energy we've been working with, and this is what this week is about as well, because Venus and Mars are still in Aquarius. Venus has been in square to Uranus over these last couple of days, and now it's Mars' turn, exactly for this new moon. And we're already going to be feeling these energies. We already are feeling Mars has such a powerful energy when it comes into relationship with the outer planets. And in this case, of course, squares have the most attention. Mars is our warrior, but in Aquarius, he's aligning with this vision of a different world. And it's like, how do we fight fire with fire and not get into the lower battle? Because we felt this, like a lot of what they're trying to do is to get us into this, that place of where you feel like you have to defend yourself, or you feel like you have to constantly be renewing your energy and all this. And it's like this place where we're in that lower frequency battle. And the minute we're in that, then they've got us. They've got our energy, right? And this is where we're being asked to completely contain. That's that owning your energetic field course. Really, really helpful of getting good feedback. That is, if you're feeling breached, if you're feeling like you're not able to hold your space and stay in your body and stay in your reality, try out that owning your energetic field course. It's designed for you when you need something to go remind yourself of your power, your authority. Get the authority contracts. Remind yourself there's a proclamation of saying, this is mine and my power, my energy. So really, and there will be another installment of that course coming up. Look out for that, where we go deeper into the beautiful energy of grounding out into Mother Earth and the root of the issue and the root chakra. So we are just in this place of like we have no other choice but to fully own our power. And we want this too. And the forces are forcing us to own our power. Um, and it's so everything they're doing against us is actually boomeranging, as we stand. And this is the message from the mother too: take your place, stand, bring forward what you have. Um, and So this I was just kinda looking at the exact message the way it came through of, the mother saying, just, like, recognizing that, like, we're talking about the people around you have not been interested, and their karmic story and your relationship is about blocking you and distracting you from your full potential, not celebrating. And this is the energy of the mother and the supernova soul tribe. It's like, oh, yeah, more is more. Your light, your expression, your truth, your potential. We need it, and we need it now more than ever. And we've got to stand and bring forward what we have and take our place. And we can't wait around for people to want it or support us, right? That's not happening. But the mother is, and the supernova's tribe is, and our dream and our vision, you know, kind of this massive shift with this Saturn rearrangement of where we're doing things to in the Piscean age, in that energy, we were kind of got to heal or fix or make up for or sacrifice or be punished, and this is just my expression. And it may be spiritual, it may be creative, it may be this, it may be that, it may be healing, but it's just what needs to come forward from me. And you get out of the way if you don't like it, like this incredible power coming forward where we are a vortex of the earth. And everything, we're just emanating out her love and expression. And nothing can get to us. Nothing can affect us. Nothing can hurt us when we're with her, fully with her. And so we're learning to take back our power and our energy. And this is exactly coming back to the Mars square Uranus. Mars is our warrior self in Aquarius, and just had that beautiful connection with Venus. Now Mars is wanting to be a warrior for the dream, for the love. And but in square to Uranus, it's a higher level authority. This is what's coming forward. We've done so much of like breaking the lower karmic things, but this is like galactic type level contracts, what I call the original contract. Like, oh no, you go ahead and incarnate on Earth. We can't keep you, but don't you dare come into your power. Don't you dare remember who you are. Don't you dare go near to that light body. And so the Mars square Uranus is this battle, it's kind of got the final battle energy to it, like where we stand and we say, our power, we're not going to wrestle you for it. We're going to demand it back in our sovereignty. And we will not. So there's this energy of, can you handle it? Is it yours? Who's in charge of your energy that source bestowed upon you? And your ability to use it in your higher faculties, which we've already done before. We shouldn't need permission or approval or to prove ourselves in some sort of initiation test. And that's this karma we're going back to of where ancient temples that were all about design helping people come into their gifts. That was the original vision and purpose of these ancient temples, ascension temples, right? Like connect with God, connect with your true self, learn how to use your skills. And then they were infiltrated. It was designed, got all secret and weird, and sexual distortion and drugging and all these things that a lot of supernova souls don't understand why that's playing out in your life. Um, and it was all designed to target and identify the most advanced souls and make sure that they were programmed through fear and trauma to never, ever come into their higher power. And so we stand at this place, at this threshold, and it's really helpful to come into an idea of this guardian of the threshold, a part of ourselves we've designed to keep us safe. And when we can connect with this guardian of the threshold that can guide us every step of the way along the ladder, making sure we're fully prepared for the next step of awakening into our Kundalini, into our power, then if we're connected with our guardian, we don't need those authority contracts and that fear programming because we know we're safe. And then we can know, oh, the fear is false impressions appearing real. It's designed to just scare me away from the threshold, a fear trap. And we're breaking through. And that breakthrough, it's like, oh, it's all scary and it's catastrophe and remember Atlantis and all that programming, everything. So if you're reliving trauma, if you got stuff coming up, like that's part of it because we've got to drop these old stories that are keeping us from stepping into our power that because we were programmed to think that our power is going to lead to catastrophe. And that was the big lie. I've seen it again and again in these past life readings for supernova souls, Atlantean time, where it was a complete and total setup to make it look like your work as a scientist caused the catastrophes. And it was actually an off planet weapon, directed energy weapons, exactly what they're using right now. Maui, Texas, Chile, we're at the same place. And what are we going to do this time? We're not going to the lower octave timeline of the Aquarian age where uh, infiltrators take control and use the control to keep humanity in prison and in trauma. No, mother will not allow it. And we stand with her. We are her army on the ground. And she's also got legions of light, totally in alignment with her dream. But those legions of light, these are not karmically, they don't have permission to just clean up the earth. They want to help us clean up the earth, but we have to tell them where to go and what to do. And so this is where if you're aware of a dynamic around you in your community or in your being or around the earth that's an issue, a problem, um, invite these legions of light to surround this and bring clarity and bring healing and clearing and trace it back to the origin of where the direct order came for the harmful technologies to be used against humanity because that needs to be eliminated. No more. And no more harmful technologies in our body. No more belligerent occupation because we're in charge. The nanotech is designed to make you feel how they want you to feel to control you, all under the guise of miracle medicine. If you're not going along with the program, that miracle medicine is used to target and control you. And it's exactly this punishment thing, like that going back to that original contract, like, well, if you go near your power, we're going to punish you and remind you to stay small and to not go anywhere near. Because if we go near our power, anywhere near our power, it's game over for them. So thousands of years of programming and control to try to keep us from this, but it's ours. No testing required. We've already. We just need to know this and remember this inside. And the only thing keeping us from this is fear and trauma programming. And of course, we're going to find it as we go to activate and take back our power, take back our light body, take back our ability to manifest and co create the dream, which is her dream, the mother's dream, your full potential of expression, the way you ultimately want to bring it forward, which you probably don't even know, but it's absolutely in alignment with her. It's her dream. We're co creating her dream through the energy of the new Renaissance, our creative pursuits, our creative expressions, co creating the new world and our dream and the mother's dream, her original dream. This is why you have a place here because you were there as a soul. You got a front row seat because you were there at the original vision of the birth of Gaia and what she wants to become in her ascension. And you're there. You don't have a choice. Like you came for this. So let's go. All right. Like, yeah, if I came for this and I don't need to prove to anybody, but I do want to fully, completely own my power and soul. I want to know that nobody can touch my soul ever again. Nobody can fracture me, get me to feel a certain way, trigger me ever again. That's where we're at, where we seize this day, and the mother is saying this, step up, bring your piece to the puzzle, show yourself, be accountable. Say, yes, I am here with her. I will not cower from these cowards, from these clowns that think that they can break me, right? Well, it's like what's real and true cannot be broken or lost. You're the evidence of this. And isn't it start time to start living and breathing and being this evidence of life and spirit and truth? Their system can be done with a flick of the switch. It has no power of its own. Only the power we're able to give it. And this is part of these astral monsters that show up to try to scare us. And it's like this message of kind of like they're kind of like hired help, just kind of like, "Bleh," and it's like they're trying to scare you, chase you down, scare you away from your own power, but they have no power source of their own. So it's our own power. It's trying to scare us from our own power. And enough is enough, right? Like, because our power, from what I'm seeing and my intuition in past lives, it's like really, really going to be fun to come into these powers, to know we're autonomous, to be able to co create the dream, to be able to manifest what we need fully and completely. This is the message we're getting. When we have our autonomous field, we have our light body, we have our hemispheres of our brain back connected and our pineal gland online, you know, the mother's message is that, look, she's in charge of the raw materials that create everything. So we have that all at our disposal. And we've been in this place, so many supernova souls feeling so blocked, so beaten down. And you have been. I mean, this is real. And yet, who's in charge? Who out there has control over your sovereignty, your right to exist, your truth, your spiritual expression? Nothing and no one. And so, what if we can just break down the walls, step out of the prison, get over our Stockholm syndrome? This is the thing, get over the fear. We don't have time for it. Um, and have everything we need, like fully know we deserve it. And like we have direct connection to source. And whatever we need can just boom, can just come and be created in the perfect timing and unfold in just the perfect way to support us in our full expression, what we're here for. So we're at this turning point. This Pisces new moon is the Saturn that was blocking the light, blocking the energy, blocking the truth, blocking the love, and now Saturn is supporting the mother and the dream. Can it be true for you? Can you own it? Can you overcome the belligerent occupation and say, okay, I've heard the words, but now I'm going to live the truth. There is no power outside of me that is greater, and I own it, and I pull my whole soul back home. And so this is where we're like gaining our sovereign right, not just like, but on all levels of our consciousness, wherever we've been manipulated in ways that we don't understand because it's been so hidden from us. This is the Black Moon Lilith. I just feel like this lead up this week could have a lot of disclosure of very dark things in our world, like really coming forward because this Black Moon Lilith opposition, we've been feeling Mercury the last couple of days, and it's just like, oh, you know, avoiding and denying. So what's happening is humanity is in this place of a compensated state, this fear and trauma activation, of like trying to keep us in that energy. And we're like, okay, we just kind of got it back, put back together after 2020. We're just kind of pulling it all together. We're just kind of making it through. We're just going to, and it's like a compensated state. And but a compensated state that's in a low level, that fear and trauma because it hasn't been addressed, hasn't been deeply healed, it hasn't really been healed. We cannot heal this whole trauma of the Piscean age and of the last 3-4 years until we have more truth. And so it's interesting because us on the threshold claiming back our light body and our power is we've gotten the message again and again that it's forcing disclosure. and maybe of these of darker truths, and darker technological truths. And because once you start again unraveling these little lies, all the haystacks light up and are like, whoa, um, and so we're at that place. And leading up to this Pisces new moon, the Pisces new moon is like, okay, new moon, new start, Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, new timeline. We know we've been in this hairpin turn, and this is a very decisive moment because Mercury will be in conjunction to Neptune, saying, we got to face the lies of the past so we can reclaim the miracles and the magic of the Piscean age. And so the sun opposite Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, for leading up this whole week, we're going to be feeling this. And it's just kind of like a spotlight on the hidden crevices of the darkness that are keeping us in the state of compensated trauma, survival mode, just getting through, cognitive dissonance. That state is not true and it's not healthy, it's not sustainable, you know? And so how do we unwind out of this trauma-based programming? Like humanity is being kind of, it's like undoing the cult programming. And it's a very delicate and gradual process. But where we're at right now is in this false compensation, like, well, it's okay, I'll just kind of limp my way through. And it's like, no, because you know what? They won that way, and you're partially on the way to dying every moment. You're just walking dead. It's time to live. It's time to thrive. It's time we have to this is this Aries activation, and Mars is the ruler of Aries in square to Uranus, and Taurus is saying, hand back what is ours. We're gonna live. We're gonna be alive. We're gonna be on fire. We're gonna be excited. We're gonna take back everything that was stolen from us. Pay it back now. How about that? How about every targeted individual gets paid the whole budget of what was used, all those flyovers, all that harassment, all the weird neighbors, all the people following you, like all the budget that went into that paid to you. It's yours. It's your energy. It was the mother's energy wrongfully used against you. No, no more. We're taking back our sacred life, our sacred, precious planet. She's with us. She will not stand for it. And her legions of light are ready to clean up the deepest, darkest darkness hidden. It cannot stay here. We cannot have one cloning program remaining. We can't let one little pocket of this dark, gross shit that's been like satanically working against humanity. It can't happen. We're here for growth and life and thriving now. And that's the Pisces new moon shift. So it's very interesting because because we just had that lineup of Saturn, the sun, and Mercury, and that's like, who are you and what are you doing? What's your role in the new plan and the new earth? And then we have this massive exposure of darkness leading up to this Pisces new moon, where Mercury in exact conjunction to Neptune saying, we gotta come out of the compensated trauma state. We gotta it's like we're clinging to the branches of primates. They've got us triggered on that level with this nanotech in our amygdala. Is it starting to make sense? That's where it builds up in our trauma centers of our brain. So it's like we're just clinging on for dear life, trying to make it through. And it's like peel away the fingers a little bit, relax the body. What if the mother's there to catch you? You don't have to hold on to the branch. She's there. She's going to hold you and love you and support you in becoming. We've been seeing all these very powerful chakras on the earth, or vortexes, or mother gates. And the message was like, she's like, thank you so much for helping me awaken and heal and clear these energies, and her open up her chakras and her meridians and ley lines and all that. And then she's like, and this is, you're a vortex, a chakra of mine too, right? Because she's our body, we're her body. and this really beautiful picture of like getting so in tune and with the energy vortexes of the earth around where you live, and then feeling that you've been bestowed with because of your work with the mother is your own vortex. And it's like this living, breathing, mutually receptive opening and closing, um, co-creation with a living, breathing goddess that we get to walk upon and be a chakra of hers. It's just so powerful and so beautiful. And we have to understand that the mother's love and our power and the organic evolutionary energy of spiritual evolution that they don't even want us to know exists, it's so much more powerful than their false technologies. It can go all around that. They have to follow a certain path and have wires and connections and farm our energy. And it's like, no, mm-mm. This is free energy. It runs all on its own and it's exponential wealth. And that is what Uranus and Taurus is all about. So Uranus represents this higher level technology that we're talking about in our bodies and higher frequencies, quantum technology, like technologies, alien technologies, we'll call that, ancient wisdom, future technologies, and our higher self. And Uranus, the symbol of Uranus has like a box. So the all the planets are kind of almost like represented in a relationship to man. Uranus is the only one that has the man below and the box above, like the Ark of the Covenant. It's like the secrets, the highest spiritual secrets that completely get us out of this trap. Um, and then in Taurus, it's about our permission and our wealth and our worth. So it's everything we're talking about. Do you deserve your higher power? Do you deserve your higher chakra system? Do you deserve to have full access? Because you already have before. See, they've gotten us in this thing that, like this trap and this trick of thinking we have to fight because we have to earn back or we have to um earn permission, and it's like no, because we've been seeing these pictures of we've already worked with this technology, we know exactly how to do it, some part of ourselves, it's completely safe and fun and beautiful for everyone, and so we don't need to prove to you we this is this is the energy, the vortex in your field activating, and the effect of it at first, that concept, it feels like, oh, I'm going to be all big and open and everybody will get in, and it's kind of like it feels permeable, but it's actually the opposite. As this vortex activates, it seals up your field and your aura, and you're like your own universe. And this is one of the traps we found in that Owning Your Energetic Field course, that one of the really big lies right now, because they want us to be in their body area network, like they're harvesting data, running their data through our body and our bone marrow, right? So they want us to be open to them in that way, permeable. And but so when you go to own your energetic field, you'll get this message of you'll be all alone. And that's how it feels when you're in a body area network. It feels disconnected, especially for supernova souls. It's traumatic in itself because it's like, where's the earth? Where's my guidance? Where's my spirit? And it's just like, oh no, you're just a little speck of dust out there spinning around, you know? And it's like, oh no, I am God consciousness incarnate. And are you ready? Are you ready to see some shit, and so when you own your vortex, it is like seals up your energy. And then you feel, then you have the connection. You have your connection to earth. You can feel the other supernova souls, you can feel the consciousness and access. So this is the picture where I'm like, wait, where was I? What was I talking about? Um, and everything in this Mars square Uranus, do you have permission for this higher power? Is it your higher power? Can you handle it? And is there any force out there? So, as we contain our field and we begin to work with this concept of co creation with the raw materials, then we can recognize that. Oh, supernova souls have been so living in the subconscious thing that you need somebody's permission, or you better like, it's almost like as a high energy individual, as a high light is available to hold spiritual light. We've gotten into these strange relationships where they're like, oh no, that's not safe, remember? And so it's almost like a tax. So it's like, hand it over to us and we'll keep you safe. We won't let them come and get you or persecute you or anything. You just pay us a little bit on the side. And is this what we've been doing all along? And we've whittled away our access to our own energy down to one little sliver. So we are looking at these deep, ancient authority contracts are really coming up and to be cleared. And so Mars is in this standoff with Uranus, and he's activated it because of this Aries, and he's also in alignment with the dream of the Aquarian age because he's still in Aquarius, and just had that, this beautiful connection with Venus, like seeing the other side. We can work together. No more divide and conquer. We're going to heal these divergent parts of ourselves and come back home and see that all of us human souls are a part of one of this creation. And so feeling that beautiful connection, but Mars is ready to, he's not going to back down. We'll just say that. He can see that the old ways of battling are going to just get him killed again or what, not even because he's overcome that, right? Like, but it's like he doesn't want to be in the lower battle, but he's not also not backing down. Okay. So the targeting and harassment is designed to keep us feeling powerless. And this Mars square Uranus is like, oh, you're going to steal and farm my energy without my consent through my bone marrow. Run your energy, heart, your data. We should get paid for that, I think. Don't you think? And like, and so you're going to use my energy and my tax dollars to punish and harass me for being just simply who I am. But this is what we've lived out again and again, right? We got to stop paying the piper. The only reason we're paying the piper is because of the fear programming and this thing that it's not ours to have. And so Mars is standing and he's saying, I'm not backing down. It's our power. It was ours all along. We're handing it back to the mother. The mother's army is here and intact, taking their places, no longer belligerently occupied, overcoming, in the power of our frequency, just throwing off the nano and the implants and all that. It just cannot be in our field. And ending the belligerent occupation and giving the mother back her realm and standing with her and representing. So this is Mars the warrior. Ooh, really coming back into alignment with the mother and the law of the land and the way the original dream. Um, and so it's like literally we're going back in the timeline to Atlantean time, where that original infiltration and corruption of these advanced technologies took place. And we're saying, it's ours. Look, this is the thing with this, these AI programs, more and more truth coming out. Are they going to just tap in? Like, is Grok just going to tap into the Akashic records and tell us everything, the whole truth? And so we can be like, look, that technology was ours. That energy is the mother's. And the true human souls, we the people, we the lovers of earth, we have dominion over this earth. And we stand with her and her laws and rules that this technology cannot be used for harm. And we claim back our whole reality, our whole earth, our whole timeline. And this is the Aquarian age, spiritual ascension, second coming of Christ, consciousness, all of it. Because our protection that we need right now, our armor of light, is exactly the Christ body. And this is where they don't want us to know. The whole distortion of the Piscean age was about just distracting us from Jesus's one true teaching, Yeshua's one true teaching, that it is within you also. The kingdom of heaven, of God, is within you also. You can do what I can do and more. He just opened the gates on the ancient mystery schools, you know? And it's like the same thing with this Black Moon Lilith opposite the sun. When you shine the sun on the darkness, it cannot be dark anymore. It automatically starts to heal. The healing occurs just by being brought into the light. And that's where we're at. in these dark distorted, and it's almost like, "Oh, wait a minute. We were told the completely wrong story. Everything's opposite, and it was ours all along." And so we stand and we take it back. We don't need to fight you. We don't need to prove we're worthy. We don't need to have yours, or anyone's permission or any being on any level. The thing is if you really trace back these authority energies, you ultimately get to an AI creature. This is the real danger of AI. I mean, AI plays the role of Satan, really. And that's what we're up against. And it starts to all make sense, you know? Um, and so our organic chemistry and connection and love and grid of the earth and grid between each other is like so powerful. And so it's like we're going to be we're in these lower astral battles, and on the other hand we're in this great discovery every day of who we really are and our potential, and the picture of like we're just going to step out there and start creating what we need to live the dream and get out there and demonstrate the dream. That's our job. How can we go demonstrate the dream if we don't have what we need to do it? And it's like, wait, those are our direct resources, our source. We're with her, the mother. She owns it all. It's all her gold, all her oil, all her silver. It's all hers, the rare earth, the diamonds. Give it back now. There's no negotiation, right? When you encounter these authority energies, they'll try to negotiate with you or like convince you, of course, through the programming. Of course, when the fear doesn't work, then it's coercion. This is just like the narcissist relationships, right? And when you really sit there and talk to them, though, they're like, we're just doing our job, and our job is to keep you in the lower realms. You're bad advanced humans, and you don't get to go, you know? And they're just like that, hired ogres to like keep us in fear, you know? And it's like, well, your job is keeping us from doing our job. And we are going to do our job, and the mother's going to do her job, and we're going to get on with it now. So your job is no longer valid, and it's okay. It's okay for all these cloned, fake, hybrid creatures to lose their jobs and perhaps their vessel, because if they're not organic, they're using our energy. If they're not true human souls, they've stolen something from another human soul. All is returned, and the mother says so. And this is that energy right now. And this Pisces new moon is so powerful because uh, Neptune, Mercury is exactly conjunct with Neptune, and the sun is opposite Black Moon Lilith. It's like cleaning up the earth, healing the earth. That's Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, of the darkness, of the shadows, of the lies that have kept us in prison. And then Venus, Mercury is our conceptual reality. And with Mercury and Neptune is the dream, the nightmare, the delusions, and the dream of the Piscean age. So Neptune in Pisces is about reworking and healing these distortions. And so Mercury together exact with Neptune is saying, yes, this is the birth of the new timeline, the mother's timeline. We've been in it for the last like couple lunations. We keep getting this message, right? Um, but the other thing about this is that it happens at 20 degrees Pisces, 17 minutes. And that Uranus is at 19 degrees of Taurus. And so it's exactly sextile. This new moon, the sun and the moon will be exactly sextile to Uranus and Taurus, while Mars is an exact square. And this is so dynamic because the sextile is saying, we got this, we got solutions, creativity, you just have to think out of the box. And in this case, it's like the dream and the vision, fighting for the dream and the vision of the mother's dream of the golden age, requires that we take back our technology that's rightfully ours and no longer allow it to be used against humanity. We can't stand for it, right? Done. No more radiating us and filming us and surveilling us, like, and the harassment and targeting us, the frequencies. It's not allowed in her world. And so it's like a showdown. And but also miracles and blessings and, oh, new perspective. creating a new perspective. I can see my way around this, maybe because I got a key piece of information that was a covered up lie. And now I can kind of put these pieces together, gradually unravel out of the compensated trauma state so that I can assimilate the truth. What's going on is that most of humanity right now is in that so compensated state that they can't even open their mind to new information on any level. And so we're kind of unwinding that. And so the sextile with Uranus, with the sun and moon in Pisces, it says exactly with, especially since Saturn's in Pisces, it's like, um, what's your role in the new plan? The old plan, the original plan, the new timeline. Like, what's your role? What are you doing? And sextile to Uranus says, oh, we're claiming back the higher tech that's originally ours. And if we do not take a stand and say no to the harmful technologies being used against humanity, we're done for. We're just going to be transhumanist race robots, which we know that's not happening because we've got too many organic souls coming online and into their power, right? But this is the place that we're at. That's why there is this stand, Mars, this last stand being like, no, you've crossed the line now. It's like, are all true human souls that are still thinking for themselves being targeted right now? Is that what we're dealing with? They don't even know it. And those of us that know it, we have to stand and we have to say no. And we have to say no more belligerent occupation. Get out of my mind. And isn't that what we need though? Like, don't we want to know that we have full control over our consciousness and our mind and our soul? And maybe these forces can we, and there's that really magical place of like, oh, this is so bad and dark and so wrong and so against. And yet it's pushing me into my power and I want my full power. And there's no other way for me. You're not going through another evolution and where they fight to take your soul because you're owning it right here, right now. You're graduating, you're taking your power. And that's the only way forward for you. And you know this, and you live this, and you stand in this beautiful communion with the mother as a living vortex of her body. And your warrior self says, I'm in charge again. Mars with the Chiron North Node, because the Chiron wounds are all about where we gave away our life force, where we gave away our power, where we gave away our technology, all of it. So Mars in Aquarius speaking to the new way forward and the new vision, the Aquarian age, where yes, technology is fine, but it only can be used in alignment with what's good for humanity and supporting health and spiritual evolution. And no more trickery. This is what we've been dealing with so much, this Neptune Pisces of like, oh, like how about all the protecting the children organizations, which are actually child trafficking organizations, right? And then the CDC is talking about healthcare directives, which are actually genocide, you know? And it's like, oh, we've got these products for you. The doctors get a kickback, and it's going to make you sicker so that you need more of our drugs so that the doctors can get more kickbacks. And it's all a racket to cause harm. Do we see? Do we see how every system has to be redone? Our education system is causing harm. The FDA is causing harm. Our whole government is causing harm. And so this is the turnaround. And it's us stepping into our power and going back and saying, um, no, it was our technology. You give it back now. It's the mother's. She owns it. And if you're not in alignment with her and the beneficial use of technologies, you're out of here. And that's a big change in all of our organizations because look at how corrupt everything has gotten. So separated from health or care. No health and no care. You're going to get a bunch of angry, resentful people if you go there. I mean, for the most part, right? We can't say across the board, but it's like all of these systems are causing harm. And when we go back to this core message of the mother, do no harm, the Hippocratic Oath. It's really important, right? And so for those medical professionals that are knowingly just following orders, it's not gonna protect you. Causing harm, how can you even be human? Are you even human? How can you continue doing what you're doing if you know you're causing harm? Who are these people that think they get to rule our world? They're unelected officials that get to tell us, get to kill us through with our tax dollars? Anyway, so we're in this crazy place, and yet the astrology of February is like, "Mm-mm, can't go on, turnaround moment, let's do this, the mother's back home." And, it's very powerful because we think of the mother and you come into this energy and it's so beautiful, so loving, it just feels, like, so supportive and like, "Ah, I can just feel this connection with her," but there's also this energy of something we haven't had in our world, but the positive authority, because the mother's been like, "Oh, she's nothing. Just push her aside. She's just the slut, the whore, whatever." No, no, no. It's life itself. It's everything. Everything we need, everything we want, everything everybody wants is the mother energy, the mother's love. And that energy has quite an authority, a natural authority. It's not condemnation. It's not the Father God, "Oh, we're going to punish you." It's like, "What are you doing? We're going to do it this way." Because everybody knows in their heart and soul, deep in their being, we've been recorrected. The mother's force, the self correcting force, bringing us back into alignment where we can't do harm. It doesn't work in our world anymore. We've been in a duality world where there has been energy and support for harm and pain and trauma and drama. And that's going away. There's no resources. This is why the forces are freaking out because they're running out of money and they're running out of energy, and why the astral plane is so full because it's like the feeders are coming out to feed because they're losing their power because we're taking it back. No more belligerent occupation of our earth. It's our earth. And they've done these frequency wars, and targeting is a lot about trying to get you to leave your body, like to not be present in your body, so distracted, so difficult just to live and get through. And and to make you feel like it's so uncomfortable here for you. Like, oh, the frequencies are too low and you don't even want to be here. You just want to exit out of this place. You don't belong here. And it's like, oh, this is another part of the lie. It's our world. It's the mother's world. And you are the belligerent occupiers. And she's waking up and coming home. And so the robbers have to go. The infiltrators have to go. It's not comfortable for them. And this is our turnaround. That's why they've been doing everything they can to us, because the higher frequency vibration, which is comfortable and beautiful and healing and hopeful and loving, to them, it's poison. Our oxygen, our life giving oxygen, is poison to them. Why they want to keep us in a low oxygen state. It's a war for oxygen and frequency and vibration. Breathe it in because the mother's making it. And with their dragon vapor and interacting with the new frequencies in the air, the ether. And we can breathe in and create this hydrating dragon breath where we receive it and we give it while we breathe it to our whole community, to the whole earth. And it's also a balm of electromagnetic protection, protecting you against any harmful frequencies. Your energy field and the earth's energy field together, you're invincible and protected. And so we move forward and we say, "You're not the boss of me. Get out of the way. We've got some dreams to make true, to bring on and come true." And so very powerful energy for this Pisces new moon, because it's the tail end of these conjunction of Chiron North Node and Saturn sextile Jupiter. And so, and with this huge Pisces explosion and Mercury and Neptune together, dream, claim the dream, not the nightmare. See, they want us scared of the lower astral energies so we never venture beyond. And we've gotta so there's a big energy this whole week of, like, standing in your power, overcoming the fear programming, and dreaming and imagining. And let yourself imagine just what you really would like to express and what it might look like in this project, say, a demonstration project of a whole different way to live and be. Where's your role in the society? Say it was like a traveling show of a society of all these different levels of being and healers and artists and teachers and leaders, but also just support, energy. Where's your role? Like, where would you be most effective and most satisfied in your expression in this picture? And especially allow yourself this energy of what would you really like to do and express if money was not an issue. We've really got to start thinking outside of this box because if we have access to the raw materials, we have direct access to source, that energy can come right into our bank account. And so we can create everything we need. Yes, we've been so blocked up to this point, but now they can't do it anymore because they're not the boss of us. We can create whatever we need for our dream. And so let yourself imagine outside of the constructs of money. Well, if, we always have this limiting belief system, but in our evolution going forward, it's very clear that we will, at some point in the future, we will no longer have a need for money because when you have free energy, see, it's all been a trap. And so, by allowing ourselves outside of the construct of the money limitation for this dreaming, for this imagining, for taking full advantage of this Pisces new moon, of this incredibly powerful sextile energy of and and that stand of Mars saying it's ours, give it back, you know? No more testing, proving tests, jumping over through hoops and all that. It's just distraction. Just prolonging the game and we're done playing because we've got something else to do, like the dream. So let yourself dream, envision, write or draw. Be creative with it. Like, really take some time over this weekend to be in the energies of this Pisces new moon and see beyond the construct of the lack and scarcity and fear that has kept you playing small, not stepping up in your place, just survival mode, and dream into this bigger expression that mother wants to see from you, like, and all your supernova tribe too. Like, you got to take your place. You were there at the beginning. You're like a petal on the lotus. And then we became a lotus, a flower of this beautiful opening and closing vortex of chakra that our body activated is representing in the earth's body. So just allow yourself that, go outside of this reality, dream, have your dream journey and see what comes up and imagine beyond your imagining and let it be outside of the constructs of whether or not it's possible or whether or not there's the resources, you know? Because what's happening is that as all the false constructs are falling away, you can start to you've seen this in our news and activities. All of a sudden, they have nothing left to say. Their script is run dry because they've just been repeating the same script over and over again through history, you know? And it's like, so you can just feel that the matrix mainstream news network, the whole thing is kind of, there's all these holes and gaps because they don't have anything to say because nobody's, maybe the top control puppet masters have been taken out. And so nobody knows what to say because they were just puppets. They don't have any power of their own again, right? And so we've got to, there's a vacuum. And it's exactly the energy of this Pisces new moon. It's like, well, where's the narrative? What's going on? What's happening in the world? You're what's happening. You're the narrative. You're the dream. It's like there's this, the whole cosmic forces of evolution are asking us to unplug from any outside narratives and just only get in alignment with the mother and each other in our dreams and being there. Like, we are the news now. And we know what's going on. We don't know really, and we don't really know our role even, right? Because it's been hidden from us, but we do know this truth. We know our heart. We know our soul. We know we're here for this. And it's a very powerful practice to say no to the narratives and to the stories and to and maybe just as a practice saying, instead of receiving the social media networking programming narrative agenda, put out put out your dream, put out the dream, put it out there in the world, put instead of being like, what's going on and how do I react to it, right? Let the world orbit around you. You're the vortex now. And so when you feel yourself drawn to the media and social media, like, take the opportunity to put out the energy of the dream, of this full expression. Say, I'm not, you don't tell me, you're not the boss of me. You don't define my reality. Because I'm back connected now. I'm back home. I claim all parts of my soul back home from wherever it's been fractured or taken away or cloned or manipulated or all these things that have happened to us on other levels of our consciousness against our will. No more. Mm-mm. It's like we're just grabbing a hold of our essence, our power, our body, and overcoming the belligerent occupation, taking back our world with the mother. It's a glorious, glorious moment in time. And aren't you ready to turn the corner and get going on this new project, new renaissance, new agenda, new dream? And so be in the energy of that. There could be very powerful downloads and realizations and seeing beyond what you thought was possible for yourself and in the greater dream, you know? So thank you so much for going through all you've gone through, supernova souls. And now we claim victory and we live in the energy of this victory and this power and this knowing. And sometimes we're forced to the point where we just have to be vigilant 24/7, be like, mine, my energy, my life, this, I'm right here. You know, this is where we're at because this is our final challenge. And we ourselves need to know that we're fully prepared, we fully remember, we can fully handle our power as we step into it, you know? And I kind of see this like running this race, and all of a sudden it looks like you're just kind of running into the nature or into the backdrop, and then all of a sudden it's just a piece of paper. And you're like, oh, broke through to the other side. Cool. You know, how was it for you? Wow, that was crazy, huh? We're going to have some really fun healing and debriefing um, as we move into this next phase. So hang in there, supernova souls. Keep shining your light. Keep taking your power. Keep owning it and standing up, taking your place, bringing forward what you have within you. You know, you have incredible gifts. And as we claim back our energy and claim back the diamonds, claim back the jewels, the mother claims back her wealth. We're also claiming back our jewels. And it's like, what is in there that needs expression? That's your gift. That's your work. That's your dharma. That's your truth. And so dream into it and feel into it and imagine and let it be real. And set your course in this, that the mother's calling you to take your place and bring forward your offering. What do you got? She says, I need you. Let's do this together. And this is this energy of Mars taking a stand with Uranus saying, we don't need any gatekeepers, you know, no more lower dimensional control over higher dimensional beings trapped in this lower matrix. It doesn't make sense anymore. We're done playing out the game and the story, and we're going to get on with the loving dream. So, thank you so much for being here and for your support. Thank you for being a part of the Soul Team. It's really great to feel the support, be able to be on the chat, talk to people when you need it, offer your support to others. So, there's a $10 membership that gets you access to that chat and weekly updates, and a $20 membership that also includes access to the new and full moon activations and live sharing circles. So, thank you so much for your support in that way. If you'd like to just make an offering, there's a donation link link as well in the information box below. I hope to see you at this new moon activation where we can dream together, use our power, our collective consciousness, whether you can be there at the live time or the replay. We're all together and experiencing this. We're working outside of time. And so I hope that we can connect together for that Pisces new moon energy. And I look forward to seeing you then or on the next update. Also, looking out for that Owning Your Energetic Field course, new installment around this deep and profound grounded connection to Earth, our energy body in our grounded circuitry with the Earth. That's where we get full permission to move into our power and our energy of what's available to us in our this incredible advanced technology. We're turning on our lights, we're owning it, and knowing it's ours and there's nothing to fear. So send the gremlins back to where they came from and keep loving, keep your heart knowing in the truth that this is what we're doing. And can we stand in our power and overcome the battle through the power of love in our heart? And just say, Mother's World now, and we're with her. Let's do this. So thanks so much, Supernova Souls. I look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully at that new moon activation or the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.